New details are emerging about that shockingly violent incident where one Ontario police officer shot another yesterday, leaving the officer with critical injuries. Investigators are very quiet on what sparked the shooting, but we are learning more about the two officers involved. And John Northcott is on that story this morning. John.
Yeah, good morning, Heather. This really is remarkable, perhaps unprecedented in the annals of police history in this country anyway. Two officers involved in a shooting in which one of the officers ended up getting shot multiple times. All of this happening shortly after noon yesterday in the Niagara region. This is just we'll show you there on the map. There it is in relation to Toronto, Hamilton, St. Catharines, a rural area. They were investigating a traffic accident that happened a few days before. Two veteran officers, one a sergeant, one a constable, both on the force for decades. And there was, according to investigators, some kind of altercation that broke out between the two men, and shots were fired. The Special Investigations Unit looking into this, as they do all police-involved shootings, often involving members of the public, but in this case, this is a blue on blue, if you want to define it that way. And here is what they are saying.
Understanding what transpired and the relationship between the officers is part of the SIU's investigation. I can only tell you that there was an altercation and a firearm was discharged and one officer was struck. The SIU has to conduct a full and thorough investigation. At the end of the investigation, the SIU director will determine if there are reasonable grounds to lay charges or not.
The officer who was shot, we understand the injuries believed to be in stable but critical condition, effectively when shot, taken and fighting for his life, taken in an air ambulance to a hospital in Hamilton where he is being treated. I can also tell you that he is a 28-year veteran. He is 52 years old, and we understand that the officer shot in this case, according to multiple reports, suggestions that he has been, in fact, docked hundreds of hours of pay for a variety of discreditable conduct over the course of his career. Heather.
One of the things that struck me in this, John, the size of the investigating team, 8 SIU officers and 3 other forensic investigators. They've been assigned to this case, so it's really a full court press, as you might say. Where do things go from here? Yeah,
I mean, the SIU is pretty thorough when they approach anything, and they do put a lot of personnel on the case. This is what the Niagara police are saying over this. The investigation is in the hands of the Special Investigations Unit. In the spirit of transparency, I've asked the Ontario Provincial Police to determine if there is any criminal culpability outside of the SIU's scope. Now, worth looking at that because, again, this is the implication there that while there is an investigation into the shooting itself by the SIU, as they do in all these cases, there is a further investigation that could potentially take place, again by the OPP, an outside police force, into whether there was anything surrounding the relationship or any exacerbating factors separate and distinct from the shooting incident that might have led to this. And that is the mystery, and that may be where we get a few more answers. Heather?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
John Northcott.